Hello everyone, it's Jennifer and thank you for joining me today. So I started repairing one of my friends' bracelets and I just got frustrated with, I was trying to rush it. The color wasn't coming out right. So I'm using this hemp cord instead of this gorgeous metallic leather because that's how it broke. What happened was the button was not put in between, because it's 4 strands, right? It was only put through like probably 1 strand and it just gave. So we're going to do it again. And I'm actually going to do it exactly the way I did it before, just because I got frustrated with the whole hemp cord stuff and trying to get all the sizing and everything. I just wasn't happy. So we're going to go ahead and do this again. And I have, this is 0.5 millimeter and I got this from, I think, Antique Cord on Etsy, and got a bunch of different fun little colors. And this is 0.5 millimeter. The beads that I'm using here, this is probably one of the first designs I've ever done. And, oh, that's kind of weird. I have this bead right there. Okay. And so this is probably one of the very first designs I ever did on my own, but of course probably following someone else's because I see barrel knots. So I brought in my barrel knot tube from Kelly's Bead Boutique. And when you get a kit from her, you get barrel knot tubes for when it's part of the design. And so of course I have 1,000 of these because the beginning of my journey, it was all just doing kits. So this is going to be a repair. And I thought, oh, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and record it. And here's the deal. In my last video, I shared with you the sponsor. The sponsor for the video was Nail Reserve out of Los Angeles here in California. And I did a little bit of an unboxing of the nail polishes that I got, the gels. It's vegan gel. And shared with you a 50% off discount for a minimum of 2 items when those items are not on sale or part of a bundle. And also too, they have VIP subscription program too. So I was sharing all of that with you. Well, what did I do? I went to the couch and I was editing and just quickly slapped some on. So I didn't do a very good job at this because, again, I wasn't sitting at a stable. Usually I'm sitting at the table here and doing it, and I wasn't. I was on the couch and my hand was up, so nothing against, and couldn't really see very well. However, though, I've had my nails painted or acrylic or something off and on for a long time. A lot of it has been done on my own, except for the acrylics. When I had acrylics, I went to a place here in town, support local business, right? However, though, then I stopped doing that and I started doing it myself. And I ended up getting the same gel polish that I used that they used on me in the nail salon. I will tell you something about this gel polish. This is the best gel polish I've ever used in my entire life. I love it. So my initial review, I gave you a little bit of an initial review. It was all packaged up really well, taped up very well. I got it in no matter of time. Just a very good customer service, right? Now the next part of my review is, how was it going on? So easy. The little light was perfect. I loved it. It was just incredible. And I love the finish. And again, I don't do a very good job on that, but on my nails, and I've got glue now on them. But once it's a soak off. So once I soak them off, that'll be in my next video. And I will share with you how easy or my experience with that. So what I did was I took whatever I had left of this leather cord, and it was 48 times 2, 96 inches about. So, yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just go in half, and then we're going to do barrel knots. And as I do barrel knots, I will kind of rotate around which cord is being used. So now I'm going to go ahead and use my barrel knot tube here. and I want to get it close up there, and I'm just going to pull one, and I'm going to just pull the outermost one, and I'm going to wrap around once, twice, 3 times. Okay, so I have all these cords here. Then I'm going to go ahead and pass that through. And this is the one that I'm going to be pulling on. So I kind of want to keep that real close. So there we go. Because again, you have so many cords. So let's go ahead and scooch this down just a little bit more. And I'm just going to stay on top of this because I don't want it to be right up against the button shank, but at the same time, I don't want it to be too far out here. I kind of want it to be like right, and I'm kind of scooching and pulling, and I kind of want it to be right at the end of the button. So I'm just going to continue kind of scooching, and I guess I could have gotten a little bit closer in that first one, but there we go. And again, this is 0.5 millimeter, so you do want to be careful. So now I'm going to take the 2 kind of natural ends here, and you'll want to go ahead and just cut these on an angle for your beads. It makes it a little bit easier. Okay, did that. And I'm going to do the same pattern that I did for her. And so I have this side here. So this side is the one that, and I don't know why I wonder if I probably broke my leather on that one. That's probably why I did that. I added a tiara cast crimp there. Okay, so now let's go ahead, and we're going to go ahead and do another barrel knot. So we're going to go ahead and put our barrel up pretty close to the bead because I don't want it to be too far away, but we're going to go once and twice and 3 times because I don't want to scooch it too much. And I am so bad at getting the barrel up to, up close enough. I'm really bad about not getting it close enough because I'd rather I can scooch, and I'm perfectly fine with scooching because I'm not going to get those crossed. And I am not the barrel knot expert. So if you want barrel knot expert, you can check out Kelly's Bead Boutique. She is the barrel knot queen. Okay, so now I have one that's a little bit longer than the other. So then I'm going to do my wrapping with that one on the next one. So let's go ahead and add our beads. And I just want to make sure that the longer one is on top. If it's not, I'll just flip it around. And there we go. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and come in here. And I'm going to wrap around 3 times. Once, twice, 3 times. Okay, I'm going to pass that back through. I think I've always done this scooching just because, I'm not the expert, right? I think I've always done the scooching, and so that is what I've always been comfortable with, and I mean, I'm okay with that because I feel like I have good patience for the scooching, and I want the ends to be the same, so I don't want it to be lopsided, right? And it kind of is, so I'm just going to pull on this one a little bit and then go there. All right. And then I'm just kind of scooching. I don't want to pull too hard because then I'm going to end up snapping it. And I think that's probably what I did on that other one. Okay, and look at these cube beads. Oh my gosh, so pretty. I just love all these colors. And I'm wondering if this was kind of like a, maybe like a little bit of a bead soup type design. Let's go ahead and put that like so. And these are even now, so it doesn't matter. Let's go ahead and go here. Let's get our knot. Let's go once, twice, 3 times. Okay. I love this design. And I honestly, because my friend that I gave this to, she is a school teacher. She's very, very, very active, very active. And it's not her fault. It's, you know, you kind of, when you're doing gifts or whatever, you just kind of have to know that person a little bit. And I knew that she's active. I know she is, but, and when I made this, I made it specifically for her. And because this was probably made during quarantine, and we would do porch drop-offs. I haven't done one in a really long time. Okay, so now let's go ahead and get this. And I want it needs to be, so I'm thinking, yeah, it's probably gonna be about the right length. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and, this one is my long one. And I always want the long one on top. Plus I'm keeping it even, and I'm gonna have a lot more than what I needed. So that's okay. Because we're gonna do some dangles. Like I said, I want to keep the design exactly the same. So in the end, I might not have as much extra as I think I'm going to have, you know? Okay, and I just want to make sure that I'm pulling on the right one here. And wow, I got way far away, but that's okay. That's okay. I don't want it to be that far away. So all I'm going to do is just start scooching. Scooch, scooch, scooch. And I'm wondering if this is actually how I learned, because I feel very, very, very comfortable with doing barrel knots. Very comfortable. There's certain knots that I'm not too comfortable with yet. There was another kit, and I just wasn't able to do those knots, and I don't know what kind of knot it was. I can't remember. Okay, and again, I'm trying to pull on it a little bit, but also too at the same time, I'm trying to not snap it, because I think that's what I did on that one. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have tons of extra here. Okay, so let's go ahead and thread that on, thread that on. And what I could do with the extra, even though they're all cut, I can make some like multi-strand earrings or something with it. Okay, so let's see. She has a very tiny wrist. I think that's gonna be perfect. Okay, so let me see. When these are exactly the same. Oh, so when I get to the end here, I'm gonna wait, because I'm gonna do one of those all 4 type thing. Okay, and then there's the end. See how I did it? I love those beads. They're just so pretty. Okay. All right, so now we're gonna do the same pattern that we did on the original. Like I said, I just absolutely love it. And what I'm gonna do is, as I get closer, I'm gonna just make sure that my links are going okay. So I'm gonna keep this a little bit right there. So I know it probably looks like I have a hot mess here. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's see which one. This is the one. So this is the one that's on top. Okay. And I do want a little bit of flow. I don't want them to be all like stuck together. So this one here, I'll probably make a little bit more long just so that it's a little bit looser. Oh, I'm feeling so much better about this project than when I was using the other cord. And again, she might end up breaking it again, but that's okay because she knows where to bring it. And it's my fault. I'm doing this again, the exact same material. Okay, and so I want it to go a little bit. Let's have it go right here. And what I'm doing is I'm going to go ahead and just put my thumbnail up against that so that I can know where to stop. Okay, and there we stop. And this one here looks a little bit longer, so then you just adjust. Okay, yeah, I feel so much better. Okay. She's not, probably, when she sees this, she's gonna go, oh no. But then what I'll do is I'll explain to her. Be sure that when you put it on, that you're going through, you know, that there's 2 pieces of leather on each side. Okay, and I might have a longer or shorter one. We'll see. Let's see. Nope, they're exact same. Okay, so now I kind of want to end up at the same. So let's go ahead and try and go about there. Let's go ahead and add our barrel knot. And believe it or not, doing the barrel knots, you would think, oh man, the hem cord was probably a lot easier, just tying overhand knots. No, this is going by a lot better. Well, and it's probably because I'm a little more happy with it. I love using hem cord. Do not get me wrong. Do not get me wrong. I love it. The only reason why I was not really totally completely feeling it was because of the other project. Okay, that's the only reason why. Okay, so let's go ahead. Oops, did I get it crossed? I feel like I got it crossed. I'm gonna go ahead and just do that because I was more worried about remembering which one was the one I was wrapping with, and I was trying to, and I don't want to put a bead stopper on that because I don't want it to ruin the leather. So I know some of you are probably saying, why don't you put a bead stopper? Yeah, it'd probably be really good, but I don't want to ruin the leather. Not that it really gets ruined, but all right. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and we want it to be about right there. So let's go ahead and add our barrel and let's try this again. We're gonna go 1. Oh, that's probably 2. I wonder if I didn't have it wrapped right to begin with. I don't know. All right, but we're getting it now because you could just take it apart. I'm perfectly fine with that. Okay, and then I just have to be sure to hold this all together. And that's where I screwed up. Okay, so let's go ahead and we want it to be about here. So let's start scooching. Okay. And this one is just a little bit long, so we're just going to wait until we get closer to the end. So as I'm coming and I'm scooching, I'm going to just, this one's a little bit, no, I guess it's good. All right. Again, I'm trying to keep this all, and yes, this is how I roll with my projects. I get a little all kind of out of whack here, and then I can't see. There we go. So I wasn't going to keep you guys this entire time, but since we're doing barrel knots, I'm like, oh yeah, we're just going to go ahead and do this, because then we're going to just talk about a few things. Again, please check all the links in the description. I know that me doing these little repair videos, it's not of the norm, but you know what? This is what happens. This sometimes happens. So we are going to do these little repair videos. And then also too, my little sponsor, I love it. I absolutely love it. Okay, so here we go. And let's go here. And I haven't given Robin a porch drop-off in a long time. Her birthday is coming up. It's next week. Next Saturday. So, yeah. Okay, so let's make sure we hold on to those as we release the tube. And then make sure you're not crossing. Make sure you're not. And then you see how all three of those, and so I'm just going to start bringing those in, scooching, making sure I'm not crossing. And I am being like super, super careful too, because I do not want to snap this leather cord. All right, so how are we doing? We are doing like almost perfect, because now we have, oh my gosh. Okay. Let's go ahead and do this. I'm just looking at the sizing. So I'm just looking at, there's 1 section, 2 section, 3 section. We're doing really, really well on the sizing here. I have to watch the time too. The husband went to go get a haircut, and well, he was going to go get fuel. I thought, oh, I'll go with you, but I'm going to go ahead and I want to do the video. So he goes and takes a shower, and because he's been staying at his parents' house. His mom is ill. His dad is in the hospital. So, I mean, there's just a ton going on, right? And so I said, oh, go take a shower, and then I'll hurry up and I'll finish the bracelet, right? This is when it was hemp cord. And it just, I don't know, I just was getting a little frustrated. Again, I was trying to rush, and that's not always good either. So I'm glad that it all happened though, because then it brought me back to the original, right? And this original is what I wanted to do anyways. So, okay, so now, oh, I need to be way up. And then also too, I see that this is kind of bowed out a little bit, and you can just, you know, if it's not the working strand, you can always just pull on the other one, but actually it's working out just fine. Okay, so I want it to go just a little bit more scooch. Okay, and again, I'm just being very careful. Very careful. I do this a lot differently with the thicker leather cord. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do this last one, and when we get to the last one, we're gonna do a big knot, a big barrel knot, like we did at the beginning. Okay, so let's go ahead, and what I'm gonna do is just see what strand is the longest, and that's the one I will wrap with. And oops, and then I'll have 2 of those barrel knots, so that'll be fine. Okay, all right, so now let's bring this down. Oops. There's that. Again, I have everything all out. Okay, so there's that one. There's this one. Okay, and are they about the same? Sorta, a little bit. Actually, not that bad. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go down to the end, and there's really no long or short one. So let's just see. So there's those. Let's just see. Yeah, we're good. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and do one big barrel knot. So let's go ahead and go here, and we're gonna do just like we did before, the most outermost strand. We're gonna go 1, 2, and we're gonna go 3. Oh, and yes, if you're wondering, oh, did you put some GS Hypo Cement on your knots when you gave it to her? Yes, I did. Because I can see the way it, I can see the way it broke, that it just snapped. Okay. So let's go ahead and keep those all in order there, right? Because I can always adjust around. Oops, 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 we crossed. There we go. And let's go, because there's a lot of cords in here. Okay, so now that I got it there, I can start kind of rearranging, making sure that, yeah, okay, so there we go. Now let's just see, because she has a small wrist. Yep, so let's go ahead and go about there. And I'm just scooching now, so let's go ahead and what I'm going to do is I will add GS Hypo Cement. I will add GS Hypo Cement like in the knots, knots area, like on the inside, and outside. Okay, so now we have that. Then we're going to have another one, and we need to have just enough room to get that shank through. So we're going to go about right there. Okay, pick a long end. Here's a long piece. It happens to be on the most outer side. So let's go ahead and go here. And we're going to go 1. We're going to go 2. We're going to go 3. And yes, I have a lot more than what I needed. I am not good at determining, I guess I should keep that all. I'm not very good at determining lengths on stuff. I try, because I don't want to waste. Now, don't get me wrong, I will be able to use this on some other project. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab this again. And it's not just it going across like that. You have to consider that you have the shank in there too. So I'm going to go just a little bit down. And then again, I'll just make sure that when she puts it on, which I know it's going to be a little difficult, but just go through. I don't want to lose my spot here. Oh my word. Maybe I know why it got. Okay, so let's go here. Nope, it needs to be just a little bit more. So we're going to go ahead and go about there. Okay, I'm sorry if I'm off camera. Okay, there we go. And again, in order to get this all done up here, let's go ahead and make sure that this is nice and tight. Oops, I didn't mean to pull on those. I kind of pulled on them. Okay, there we go. Because this one is not as tight, but that one's nice and tight. But I am going to add glue. I'm going to add glue everywhere, okay? So now she's got her little bracelet. Let's see how big this is. Oh, man. This might not be big enough, which is fine because I can do stuff. Oh, yeah, because she's about a 6 inch. Okay, so that's perfect. Okay. And what you can do too is you can just add a whole other section too. So if you don't know who you're making your stuff for, then you can just add a whole other little section. Okay, so now let's go ahead and we're gonna add one piece. Okay, so here's the extra long. So the extra long is gonna be this one. Okay, we're gonna go this, and like this, and like this, okay. And we are gonna go about here and go, I think I only did once, twice. There, like that. Oh, no. I started looking around. Okay, so once, twice. Then I wanna pass that back through. You know, I think a multi-strand pair of earrings would look really super pretty. Okay, so let's go ahead and scooch it just a little bit. Okay, and now what I'm doing is I'm just kind of pulling and pushing because it's just the one, right? So it's just the one, but you want it tight enough because it needs to hold. There you go. All right, so now let's go ahead and take these off. Let's go with our next one. Very nice. I really hope I hit record this time. That was another thing. Oh my goodness. I forgot to hit record on the last one. I was not happy at all. Oh, you know what? I don't think I want those two right next to each other. Okay, got a phone call. So then it stops the recording. But I remembered to do that again, or to hit record. That's what I'm saying. So it's just really weird that I got a phone call right when I was getting ready to tell you about me not hitting record. Yeah, just a mess, but that's okay. All right. And I've done that before where I've recorded and then I forgot to hit record. It's not fun. All right, so this one's gonna go. Let's see here, we got this one. Just trying to get them spaced out a little bit. Okay, let's go ahead and do this one now. And I told him 5 minutes, so let's see how we do. All right, okay, and this one is kind of long. This one is, let's go ahead and do this one. Let's go ahead and do this one up here. Okay, let's go ahead and do it again. Once, twice. So we're gonna put this one a little bit closer to the top. And then the last one, so you saw when I went to go cut it off, if I had it on camera, it was close to the top, but this one's gonna be closer to the top. And I'm just scooching it along. And now I'm just gonna go ahead and pull and push, pull and push, okay? Then let's go ahead and go here. And then this one's gonna be long again. So it's a little different than how I did the other one, but let's have it go right here. And we're gonna go once, twice. All right, we did it. Okay, and let's see, where is it gonna end? Right there. Okay, and then I'm just gonna push and pull, get it nice and tight. And at this point, if it snaps, it snaps. Okay, so now we have all of our little scrappy scraps. And so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and just cut these about yay on an angle. And the reason why I'm doing it on an angle too is because I'm gonna use this in another project. Might as well cut them in an angle now, right? Okay, Okay, there we have it. She has her, I wouldn't say new and improved, but she has a new old bracelet. Let's go ahead and get that on there. And isn't that just beautiful? I love the tiara cast button. I am gonna add GS Hypo on the ends here. And when I do it, I put it on the inside of the knot, like right there. Let me grab my pointer. Let me grab my pointer. So I'm gonna put a dab right there, and then I turn it around on its side, on the other side, and I go down here. I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to add some GS Hypo right there. And then I'm going to turn it around and add it up here too. And I'm going to do that on that one. And that's probably it. So I'll do them on the ends and then on that one. So please give this video a huge thumbs up. Please check all the links I have in the description below. And leave a comment. I love to see what everybody has to say. And subscribe. And until next time, have a good one.